I have made my first video in Spanish, and I'm sharing it with my wife for the first time and sharing her reaction with all of you.
Usaré una batería y la tocaré con la lana de acero. Verás cómo se enciende rápidamente. Lección de seguridad. Nunca almacenar baterías junto a lana de acero. Puede causar incendio. Pero la ciencia de esto es que estoy creando un compuesto conocido como óxido de hierro 3, porque el oxígeno y el hierro reaccionan y forman un nuevo compuesto. Mejoraré la demostración al combinar dos líquidos para generar oxígeno. La reacción producirá oxígeno gaseoso. Luego, podré quemar la lana de acero y el hierro en el oxígeno, lo que demostrará su combustibilidad. Así se produce mi oxígeno. Es una alta concentración de oxígeno, formando óxido de hierro en el matraz. Una hermosa química tiene lugar allí.
Oh, wow!
I spoke Spanish for the first
I
time.
didn't know how you speak. I didn't even know that you speak Spanish.
I know, after all these years of us being together.
Wow.
And you never got to hear me speak Spanish. So what do you think?
¡Qué sorpresa! Wow. It looks really, really good.
Yeah, was it pretty accurate?
Yeah.
I know.
Oh my gosh, and the movements of your mouth too.
I honestly feel like a math student that cheated using a calculator.
Pretty much. No, but it looks so good. It's like you're one of those like professors like in Spain. Like those like you're teaching in a college in Spain, and it's like so proper and so like cool.
Well, I'm a cool Spanish speaking chemistry professor now, so you just have to deal with it.
Exactly. Wow. Okay, so then we're just gonna do Spanish from now on.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So just as long as I can use AI as my backup, I think I'll be good. No, but seriously, so
that was really good.
If you were to watch this as someone that speaks Spanish, do you think that they would understand?
You'll get it, absolutely. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah.
I mean, there's obviously some translations that aren't right. Moments, but the overall gist is pretty good.
Yeah.
And did you recognize how it took my voice and it used my voice as
I know, sound? That's what I'm saying. I know. It looks so like ooh.
And also, did you notice how it like it will move my mouth and use the same expressions?
Yep.
The AI the AI does such a good job, I think, with at least for the most part. I mean, it doesn't make a replacement to me actually if I were to speak Spanish or speak a language. But I think it does a pretty good job instead of just having the voiceover, also including the expressions to some degree.
No, it's good. It's good. So you're gonna do your videos now in Spanish too?
Well, with the option of AI.
I mean, you have a lot of so you have so many like Spanish followers that are like, like interested maybe like in seeing you do that. So.
Well, what would you say? Like as
I think it was really it was on point. So
yeah.
But
would you be more interested in having that or a voiceover?
The thing is with this, it's you're gonna reach a generation that doesn't know, like for example, for me, like growing in a Hispanic community and Hispanic, like going from school to home. Like there's so many things that like like when you don't know the language right, when it like you don't know the English language right, or like not or like good, you can relate to like things when you see someone like speaking Spanish or like doing the videos in Spanish like you're doing it right now. So for me it's like I will have my kid watch your videos because I want my kids to have the Spanish like culture on them too, like not just like so.
Oh, so you're seeing it from another perspective in that, like, even an English speaking person or a person that speaks, say,
exactly,
French, if they wanted to also have their kids learn Spanish or learn another language, this would tap into not just teaching science, but also teaching another language. That's interesting. I like that. I really like that. Isn't that crazy? That AI,
it's amazing.
So crazy that AI can translate Chemical Kim in Spanish. I love it. I love it because
it's so funny. It's so cool because it's you. You're not just doing the written part and speaking English and the translation like in words. You're actually like speaking to the public. You're speaking to like the generation that wants to learn, like hear it in English or like wants to learn Spanish. And, like, so I think it's pretty cool.
Or even is just Spanish is their first language. And they will I will be presenting the videos in both English and Spanish so that they can do a comparison, and it's not a struggle of the language.
I think it's really good. Okay, so for my experience, I wish I had that before, because it's like coming like, and you see a lot of like kids coming into the country not knowing the language, right? And they go to school, and like school is pretty much like you have to adapt to the language, but it's really hard. It's really hard to like get to the language, knowing that you're like what 12, 14, and your whole pretty much your like life has been Spanish, right? So for me it was like, oh my gosh, like it would be so cool to see someone that does cool videos and it's in Spanish too. So.
Well, and to just having lessons that you would be learning in school.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
As you're learning the English language, you won't fall behind because you're still learning the subject matter, and though some of it needs to be presented to you in Spanish until your skills in English improve. Yeah, that's why I say I feel like I'm a math student cheating with the calculator. I know it's a crutch for me to use AI for translation. Language is something I've always struggled with, and it shouldn't shortchange me on still challenging myself to learn Spanish. I mean, obviously with our relationship, I think it's important that I learn some of the phrases and some of the words.
And now it's true too, because the thing it's like if you're putting yourself out there as like your videos in Spanish, when you go to like Mexico or Guatemala, people are gonna see you and be like, oh, hey, I saw that girl in a video, and then they're gonna come to you and they're gonna try to speak Spanish to you. So
oh my gosh.
And I'm not gonna be there.
No. What do you mean you're not gonna be there? Yeah, that's probably gonna happen.
No, I think it's really good. It's really good. I think you're gonna reach a different audience with this.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, my mission has always been to try and make
science. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, as a kid, I would love to watch those videos. So yeah,
and this is a shout for AI, using AI in a way that can benefit many people. So
and what the thing too, like with like let's say my sister Brenda, she sends her kids to school, right? But when they come home, she wants them to see something like TV or game or whatever. But as a parent, you want to be able to understand what they're watching. And not knowing the language, as a parent, you'll be like, are you watching something safe? Are you not watching what you're supposed to? Like, are you watching what you're not supposed to watch, But as a Hispanic parent, knowing that your kid is watching something that you understand, it's like, oh, okay, I get it. It's science. So.
That is an excellent example. I absolutely love that example, because I know as an educator, I've had many parents that have said, I don't know the math that my kids are doing at home, so I can't help them. And you're adding on that extra that if you have parents that only speak Spanish and you're coming home, even though you know English, and you want, as a parent, you want to involve yourself in your kids' education, having my videos that are translated in Spanish, so the kid is watching my video in English, but the parent is watching it in Spanish, and then they can have a conversation.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's great. I love that point. Absolutely.
Good job.
Thanks. So I'm gonna try and do this with some. I do know it makes me more focused on when I do my videos to be more forward facing. And you notice that when I like.
Yeah, no, I saw that.
Yeah,
my face disappeared. Your head,
so
it got off your head. I saw that too.
Kind of creepy, but it's Halloween season, so why not make it?
It looks good too. Like it didn't like it was just that little clinch, and that's it. Like it wasn't like bad.
Yeah. But I have quite a few videos though that I do a lot in front of my face. So those might not go so well in terms of doing a translation, but it might be a good excuse to redo some of those videos and making them more accessible.
Improve them. Yeah.
Oh,
that's exciting. I'm so excited for you. This is great.